In 1917, the United States government told families that skipping meat one day a week could help win a world war. The man behind that pitch was Herbert Hoover, and his slogan was blunt: "Food will win the war." That plate of dinner was not just a personal choice. It was a message from the state. For over 100 years, governments have quietly written the menu. They turned meatless days, backyard gardens, and even corn into weapons. 3 real campaigns, 3 foods you were sold. Let's dig in. On August 10, 1917, President Woodrow Wilson signed the Lever Act and handed one man control of America's food. That man was Herbert Hoover, more than a decade before he became president. His U.S. Food Administration never forced a single ration. Instead, it ran one of the biggest guilt campaigns in American history. Families were asked to keep meatless Tuesdays and wheatless Wednesdays, plus porkless Thursdays and Saturdays. Restaurants hung signs pledging to obey. Posters shouted that a clean slate could beat Germany. And people listened. More than 10 million households signed pledge cards promising to cut back. The effort got so famous that a new word entered the dictionary. To Hooverize meant to save food and waste nothing. All of it was voluntary. All of it was propaganda. 2 years later, Britain took a different route. War broke out on September 3, 1939, and German U-boats began sinking the ships that carried Britain's food. So on October 3rd, the Minister of Agriculture, Reginald Dorman Smith, gave the whole country a job. Dig for victory. Grow your own or go hungry. When rationing hit on January 8, 1940, the nation was already digging. Front lawns became potato patches. Public parks and sports fields were carved into rows of cabbage. They even dug up the moat of the Tower of London and planted vegetables inside it. Before the war, Britain had about 815,000 allotments. By 1943, that number reached 1.4 million, and home plots grew over 1 million tons of food in a single year. A flower bed was now a patriotic act. Then there is the leader who fell in love with a vegetable. On September 23, 1959, Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev stood in a cornfield in Coon Rapids, Iowa, on the farm of a seed salesman named Roswell Garst. He saw stalks taller than a man, and he wanted them for the Soviet Union. So he went home and ordered corn. Everywhere. He pushed maize into cold northern soil where it had no business growing. Soviet cornfields exploded from about 4.3 million hectares in 1954 to 37 million by 1962. Much of it withered. The harvest failed, and by 1963 the Soviet Union was buying grain from the West. His own people handed him a nickname, Kukuruznik, the Corn Man. It was also their word for a rickety little crop duster plane. In 1964, they removed him from power. 3 governments, 3 foods: a meatless Tuesday, a backyard potato, and an ocean of corn. Each one felt like a small choice at the dinner table. Each one was really a poster, a broadcast, or an order from the very top. So the next time a campaign tells you what to